your official home of the 2012 Summer Games. This is KHQ Local News Today. Right now on KHQ, breaking news.
At 6 o'clock, unfortunately, we start with breaking news. Tragic news this morning of a one-car crash, and it is a fatal.
That's right, 395 at Hatch Road. Let's check in. Deputy Craig Chamberlain just called his colleagues and checked in. What do you know, Deputy Craig?
Just got offline with State Patrol Dispatch. Confirmed, unfortunately, one person has died in this collision. It's up between Hatch and Monroe Road, and the vehicle actually rolled off of 395 into a yard on Ballard Road. So as far as traffic being affected on 395, I'm not sure what evidence they have. Very likely they might have to close it down to do some measurements on that roadway, but like I said, it's off the roadway, so very unfortunate, very sad start to the morning.
All right.
Thank you, Deputy Craig. We'll, of course, obviously follow this story throughout the morning. But again, 395 and Hatch Road with one car rollover, and it has caused somebody to lose their life.
We do have a crew heading to that location. We'll be checking back in with the authorities that are investigating out there on the roadway. Right
now, we do want to go ahead and check in with George. Obviously, this is a huge weekend with the Lilac Parade, and how the weekend weather is looking. George?
Well, guys, the good news is that each day right through Sunday, our temperature is going to go up a little bit each day. So that's good news. We don't expect any rain to get in the way until probably Sunday night into Monday. And then it'll be light showers on Monday and Tuesday and maybe on Wednesday also. It's going to be a combination between now and then of some blue sky and sunshine and some clouds passing through. It will get a little windy later on this afternoon, 15 to 20 miles an hour out there. Right now, the wind's not a problem. In downtown, it's 7 miles an hour. Our current temperature is 38 degrees. We're in the 30s to 40s just about everywhere, Shelley.
Thank you, George. At 6:02 KHQMD this morning, some changes when it comes to your children and the vaccines that they are required to get for school. The state's rate of exemption from vaccines required for school has dropped significantly in the first year since passage of a law that changed the parental opt-out process. Exemption rates for kindergartners requiring immunizations has dropped to 4.5%. That's compared to 6% last year. Under the new law, parents seeking an exemption must obtain information from a healthcare provider about the benefits and risks of the vaccine before the provider signs that exemption form. New this morning, a 3-year-old boy from the Tacoma area has been located after his 18-month-old brother was found severely injured inside an apartment. Detectives say the children were in the care of this man, their mother's 28-year-old boyfriend, Stefan Parabonius. Parabonius was watching the boys while their mother was away from home for medical treatments. Police say that he dropped the 3-year-old off at a family member's house on Thursday, and that boy had cuts and bruises. Yesterday afternoon, he called 911 medics later, finding the younger boy suffering from major head trauma. This morning, he's listed in critical condition. Parabonius is in custody for investigation of assaulting a child.
Right now, a bus driver in the state of Oregon being called a hero this morning after jumping in to save a woman who was being assaulted on the side of the road. His friends and family say that is just the type of guy he is. It was about 3 o'clock Wednesday afternoon. Larry Porter was behind the wheel of his bus when something caught his eye. It was a man assaulting a woman. Larry says nobody was stopping to help, so he pulled the bus over, yelled out the door, "The cops are coming."
I had to tackle the guy off the girl and secure him with my body weight to make him stop hitting on this lady.
Well, the fight between the couple was reportedly over a cell phone. No word yet on any official charges, but Larry obviously intervening and helping that woman in distress. Coming up in about 4 minutes, we are talking about emphasis patrols by the Spokane County Sheriff's Office. Deputy Craig is here taking your questions, a lot of them on our Facebook page this morning. You can talk to him directly, and we'll be chatting with him right after George's forecast. Well, new developments this morning in the George Zimmerman case. We're getting our first look at concrete evidence at the center of the state of Florida's case against Zimmerman. More than 180 pages of documents, witness statements, and photographs were released late Thursday by Special Prosecutor Angela Corey's office. Among the pages, never before seen photos of injuries Zimmerman reportedly suffered during his confrontation with Trayvon Martin. Toxicology tests performed found that Martin had THC, the active ingredient of marijuana, in his bloodstream.
Whether or not he smoked a joint a week before, it does not matter. This was an unarmed teenager in a place he had every right to be, who was confronted by a man with a 9mm gun.
Pages upon pages of evidence in a case that has held the nation's attention now for months.
This morning, it's all up to the jury in the John Edwards trial. Prosecutors and Edwards defense teams now making their final points to the jury in the unprecedented campaign finance trial on Thursday. The prosecution's case painted Edwards as a greedy, ego-driven politician, while the defense says the government has no way of showing that Edwards knew he was violating the law. The focus now shifts to the jury.
There's never been a case like this before. Certainly these jurors had never had to think about these issues before.
Issues that will frame the decision on John Edwards' future and his freedom. The jury will begin their deliberations later this morning. Well, and if you haven't seen this next piece of video, you're going to want to go ahead, stop everything you're doing and take a look, because this is something.
It is scary. A man from North Carolina Aquarium had a close encounter with a live alligator and was lucky enough to escape with only a bite on his arm.
Fred Boyce, look at this. Watch this, folks.
Oh.
All right. He tried to capture the animal while a fire and rescue crew looked on. Boyce was unsuccessful and got a bite on the arm for all his trouble.
Watch right here. This is when it happens. He was later treated at a local hospital, released with minor injuries. That's the good news, but when you watch this, it could have been much different. And then you can see Fred just trying to kick the alligator away. Wildlife officers were later able to relocate that gator away from homes and major highways.
We do want to let you know, by the way, he is going to be on the Today Show this morning talking about this ordeal, so that should be very interesting. But, you know, note to self, don't touch the gator.
Yeah, it's easier to watch knowing that he was okay with only minor injuries. And actually, I saw a portion of that interview here in the newsroom. He's smiling during his interview, but boy, that could have been a much different story.
All right.
We're both leaning back like that. Now let's lean forward to get George's forecast because it's so good.
Right now, your weather in the 60s.
Well, I got a question. What was he doing there?
Oh, I don't know. Nobody knows. We'll find out on the Today Show, though.
Well, let's just say it appears a little foolish. If you see an alligator, I go the other direction. Get some professionals in. We got a few clouds out there, and actually right now outside it's a little on the cool side, but it's a beautiful day out there. We're going to get some winds as we get into the afternoon, 15 to 20 miles an hour. We're kind of getting used to that. We're at 38 degrees right now. Yes, that is below normal. We should be in at least the low 40s for this time of the year around the Spokane area. Normal low is 44. Normal high is 67. So sunshine with passing clouds. 48 over in Moses Lake. That's pretty nice. 50 in Tri-Cities right now. Winds are 5 to 10, 13 miles an hour down in Walla Walla, 15 in Wenatchee. We'll get up to 64. That's a little below normal. Normal high would be 67, so it's close. But we're going to see our temperature go up a few degrees just about every day, guys, right through the weekend. So in other words, we got ourselves a nice weekend ahead just in time for the parade, guys.
You know, it almost feels like summer with those 80-degree days that we had earlier in the week. Deputy Craig talking about summer safety and emphasizing the areas, keeping the children safe on the roadways. A lot of questions this morning. You're a busy man.
It is. People, it's Friday. What are you doing away? A lot of bicycle questions. Yes, bicyclists have to follow the rules of the road just like a car. And yes, bicyclists can ride side by side and they can actually take up a whole lane of travel just like a vehicle, just like we do on our police motorcycles. However, just like anything, hopefully courtesy comes into place. Obviously, 5 or more vehicles stacked up behind you, that's when you're impeding traffic. So most bicyclists that I see out on the road, they're conscious of that, and they actually make a good effort to kind of get over and let the motoring public get by. So a lot of those questions. And you know, motorcycles, speaking of that, I've seen a lot of women on motorcycles already this spring, which is awesome. Good for you guys. So you gonna get one?
No. Sticking with the vehicle with the metal around you.
And also, breaking news, Van Halen canceled, which you just told me about, and it just ruined my morning. I can't lie to you.
Apparently they postponed every date after June 26th. Rolling Stone reports because the band, shocker, is fighting.
Yeah, that's weird. Right? Isn't that what kind of happened last time?
Yeah, I said to Deputy Craig, Van Halen is canceled, and his look, what was the look on your face?
Are you serious? Yeah, no, it was sadness.
All right.
It's pathetic.
Do you want to toss over to Shelley?
Shelley, bring us out of this doldrum of no Van Halen.
No,
I'm not sure what to do about this.
Inquiring minds want to know. Well, we do have a reminder for you this morning. The Armed Forces Torchlight Parade, of course, tomorrow night. You'll get a chance to see it live. The 74th Annual Parade, Saturday night, starting at 7:45 p.m. Our coverage starts live at 7 o'clock, both on KHQ and SWX. And to give you a preview, we're very excited about this. Matt Rogers, take it away.
All right, Shelly, yeah, we're at the float barn here, an undisclosed location in Spokane, and I want to introduce to you guys, on the left here, we've got Richard Lagerwell. He is in charge of this year's float, and on the right, we've got Hal Patton, who's, of course, the president of the Lilac Association. Good morning to both of you gentlemen.
Morning.
All right, let's go inside the float barn here. I'm going to follow you in. This is going to be our first look at it this year, and we're very excited. Go ahead and flip the switch. Oh, there it is in all of its glory. Richard, you guys got it done this year already.
We did. We finished it up about 9:30 last night, so we're about 24 hours early.
This is an awesome, I mean, usually you're scrambling right about now, so well done on that. And let's talk a little bit about the float. Any fun times where you had some issues that you had to overcome there? There usually is.
Well, our spinning silhouette up there, we had to rebuild that motor about 2 or 3 times before we finally got it to actually work right.
Hey, talk about the cockpit, so to speak here. This is getting better and better over the years. The driver of this is right in style, aren't they?
Well, yeah, we used to have a fiberglass hard plastic seat, and then so now we have a boat seat. We've got the fuzzy dice hanging from the dash.
You gotta have the fuzzy dice.
And the cup holder, you know.
I love that you found purple fuzzy dice too, by the way. That's impressive. A lot of frogs, you know, of course, that's part of the deal this year. And I want to turn, if we could, things over to Hal here. Hal, you're, of course, El Presidente here of the association this year. Well done so far.
Thanks,
let's walk around the front of the float here, Hal, and talk about tomorrow and what you'd like to let everybody know.
Yeah, we're really excited tomorrow. The Lilac Festival is hosting the 74th annual parade. Of course, we're the Armed Forces Torchlight Parade, the largest in the nation. And we're going to be celebrating and honoring our military, recognizing our youth, and showcasing our region with bands and floats and equestrian and military units. This year is extra special because we have Navy Week in Spokane.
Sure.
So we have a large contingency of the U.S. Navy as well as our comrades out there at Fairchild Air Force Base. So it's going to be quite the celebration.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun. And Hal, Richard, and the gang here, you know, want to just thank you for letting us in and getting a peek out of this morning. This is really cool. Well done, you guys.
Thank you.
Well done. And of course, the parade starts tomorrow just before sunset, right?
That's right.
7:45. Sean, Shelley, it's a beauty.
Woo! Woohoo! We're loving it back here. Dream and reach. That is gorgeous, and you're right, Matt. Nothing says lilac like fuzzy dice.
That's right.
Matt's speechless out there. All right, that's great. Great float.
Beautiful.
All right, now I'm in the lilac parade mood.
Are you?
Yeah.
You finally got your purple on?
Yeah.
Very nice.
That's purple. Can you tell?
It is.
Yeah, the shirt's purple too.
I know.
Can you? Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very nice. Well matched.
I feel like I'm in trouble with the strict dress code here.
In case you're wondering, we plan this every morning at about 2 a.m.
No, we don't.
Yes,
Shelley tells me what to wear.
All right, coming up in about 10 minutes. Remember the baby lion that we had in studio last week?
I do. We'll be revealing its name that you voted on, officially named now.